Hello and welcome to OmniFoot TV. Once again, this is your host Omar, and today we're going to cover the backlash. We have seen and heard drama unlike anything we've heard or seen before in the world of football because of the ESL. And this is literally what you'd expect. You wouldn't expect anything less. You wouldn't expect a reaction that would border on anything less. You have smaller clubs reinforcing their stand against the ESL. You have these clubs who are going to participate reinforcing their positions on how they want to increase their revenue. There's talk of how much depth these clubs are in, and as of last night's interview with Florentino Perez, he thinks he's doing football a service. That's the weirdest part. He thinks he's doing football a service. He thinks this is how football will evolve, how football as an industry can improve. And if you really listen to what he has to say, I don't think it'll confuse you all that much. Because look at the state of affairs of the sport in the past 20 years. Look at transfer market prices. Football is no longer a sport. It is a brand. It is an industry. Players have in and of themselves become brands. People are talking about how football has lost its soul. Here's the thing, it lost its soul long before this happened. People are talking about, and this includes journalists, mind you, this includes people who have either played the game or have been analyzing it for years. People are talking about how football has lost its soul. If you're really prepared to talk about how football has lost its soul, you should be talking about things that have happened long before this. This has come to fruition because of a domino effect that has taken place and has allowed us to reach a point where this is doable, where this is considerably justified by the people who have started this league. At this point in time, the clubs that are participating in the ESL have signed on for 23 long years to ensure that this competition takes place for that long. And that should be a preliminary period because this is a new competition, right? They're looking for broadcasters. They've already got the sponsorships in their pockets. The only reason this is a difficult situation is because we let it happen. The industry of football allowed this to happen. It allowed this to be a logical step. You've had quotes of Arsene Wenger talking about how an ESL was going to take place 10 years ago and how people behind the curtain have been pushing for it for years. This should not surprise any of us. As passionate as I felt yesterday while shooting the video, and as passionate as any of these fans and former players and pundits have been, we shouldn't be surprised. We allowed this to happen. We're all guilty of it. And I think it's fair to say that it all started when this happened, when clubs became businesses. Look at how much players used to earn in the 70s and 80s. Look at how much they used to earn before that. Look at what they used to do after retiring. It's such a different world now. It's a different sport. It carries different ideals. Mentalities have changed. Outlooks have changed. Businesses overall have changed. Owners think differently. Players think differently. The sense of greed that everyone is blaming these owners for isn't just present in these owners. It's present in a lot of people who work in these clubs. These players that want high wages, higher wages than most clubs can afford. The huge sums of money that could be used to rehabilitate clubs struggling from the pandemic are being used to start this league. Look at where this has taken us. I think it's fair to say that the only reason this has happened is because we allowed it to happen. This is actually a logical outcome from where the game has gone and taken us up until this very point in time. You can't deny that. I don't think anyone can deny that. And here's the real punch in the stomach. It's too late to change any of this. If UEFA were to truly kick all these clubs out of their domestic leagues and out of European competition, they would lose a ton of money. If all these players were not to appear at the Euros or the World Cup, these competitions would struggle immensely. They'd probably lose sponsorships. These tournaments make so much money off of the industry that is football. All of these people in administrative positions, be it in UEFA, FIFA, or the board of directors of the ESL, I think they're all guilty of the exact same thing. And I think we let this happen. I think we allowed them to reach a point where they became untouchable. I don't really think there is much we can do about it. It couldn't have come at a worse time where fans aren't even able to go to games. If fans could actually go to games, you'd say, okay, let's boycott the games. No one's going. And they're still doing this. They're going to benefit from it. This is beyond us now. In my humble opinion, this is beyond us. And I'd like to be proven wrong. Thank you for tuning in to today's video. I just had to share my thoughts on everything after last night's debacle. Please do me the favor of following OmniFoot on our social media accounts. Links are below in the description. And I will see you next time the whistle blows.